Hello everyone, it's Nytbelle, and today we're going to be continuing Roman's Christmas. So we ended up with an interesting case and an interesting conclusion to our case. Yeah, kind of had a bit of a loss, so let's just head right on in and see what happens next. Oh yes, I just decided I'm not very good at this, but it's fine. Sarzan, Roman, help me drag them down to the yard. As long as they're kept outdoors, they won't rot in the freezing cold. And yes, this is true. Heron's already recited some scriptures for them. When the snow stops, I'll ask the church to give them a decent funeral. That's nice. Ah, well. Dragging two stiff bodies, we went down at the same time? Dang. We went downstairs with the spiral stairs. Dang. Okay, I think if you're gonna go as far out of your way as to give them funeral rites or at least some prayers, you would at least use some of the ruined sheets to make a stretcher so you're not dragging the bodies down the stairs. Should we leave the dagger here or pull it out? I would leave it in case there's an inquiry going on. Another thing of, don't ask me how I know, but if someone dies, generally best practice is to leave them as they are with everything attached. So I would say leave it. We should keep it where it is for the coroner to confirm. Yep. Right. Sarzan opened the door and dragged Cain and Sean from the tavern. Maybe I'll go to sleep now. I wouldn't. I went upstairs. All the doors are locked except Cain's and Sean's. Everyone went to bed, whether they can fall asleep or not. I need to go to bed too. I would be up all night. And okay, dang, this is Christmas Eve, isn't it? Yeah, this is Christmas Eve. Oof. It turns out I was a little bit of a oracle there, or a prophet, if you will, about the whole mental health thing. But you gotta go to bed or Santa Claus won't come. Though I probably can't fall asleep. You have to at least pretend. I locked the door, hid the key under the pillow, and then blew the candle out. Why? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, says Sean. Cain. Turns out you didn't forget me, Sean. Sure. So you nearly forgot that promise you made, right? So sorry, I haven't had a chance to recommend you. No chance at all? Being the Marquis's valet doesn't bring you even a single chance to even mention my name? Sorry. Even if you didn't fulfill your promise, I still hoped that we could keep in touch. Don't smash things. Just wait a moment. Don't be so angry. Even if you failed to keep your word, I always thought of you as a friend. Don't come near me. This is what I wanted to tell you after I calmed down. But you never gave me the chance. Aww. Chapter 2. When it pours down. Reading a brief history of Apollyon. It's Christmas Day, 1285. I always seem to oversleep on snowy days. It's because everything's so quiet and you don't know what's going on. The thin gray light coming from the window, half smothered by snow, is barely enough to wake me up. I climbed out of bed, still feeling dizzy. The snow hasn't stopped yet. The tavern was quiet. The sound of chatting and clattering mugs are all absent. The doors in the corridor are shut, even Kane's and Sean's. It's almost enough to make me wonder if last night actually happened. Maybe it was just a nightmare. I walked down the stairs. The lodgers sat in the hall drinking. Silence reigned. You're drinking that early? Okay. Peter, Giannis, and Elegant were sharing a table. Peter was practically trying to drown himself with cider. Giannis took him by the wrist and set the cup down. Benefits of having a huge friend, I guess. Good job, Buff Shark. Elegant sat by and watched quietly. Occasionally took a sip from her drink. Vincel, Solar, and Lunik sat at the counter. The Marquis and Marquise's clothing was even messier than when they walked into the tavern yesterday. Vincel was busy, nervously fiddling with his bow tie and coat. Yeah, because I'm sure that the goat would have been... Actually, no, he's just the valet. But because he's the only one who travels with them, I guess he's also, like, the butler. Yeah, he's the butler valet. Whatever. Butler man was probably in charge of the clothing and, like, ironing it and making sure it looks nice. Do they only have that set of clothes? That's weird. Thurvey, Anzox, and Heron were seated around the fireplace, staring at their mugs without raising their heads. Aww. If Thurvey had brought a plague doctor mask, I'm sure he would have been wearing... He did! What? I'm confused. Sarzan was sitting by the stove in the kitchen. The fire wasn't lit. I counted them one by one. There was no sign of Kane and Sean. Ah, finally you're awake. What happened? I walked to the table by the fireplace. You know what happened. Last night. Right. Anzox came up and whispered in my ear. Peter's taking things pretty poorly. Probably lucky Giannis is by his side. Maybe you should talk to him, or could talk to him? Of course. Without Sean, the Marquis and Marquise are also in a bit of a mess. Looks like they weren't used to getting themselves dressed yet, like I thought. Why are you telling me this? Sarzan lifted the curtain and came to the hall. Good morning, everyone. I hope the incident last night didn't interrupt your rest here. A bit late for that. As the proprietor of the White Star Tavern and Kane's friend, I'm sorry for what happened here last night. But I can assure you that you have no need to worry about your safety here at the White Star. All of the locks are crafted by professional blacksmiths, and I personally guarantee that they are safe and solid. And I can assure Detective Roman and I will ensure your safety until the blizzard outside is over. Do I get a pew-pew? Do I go pew-pew-pew and, like, stand outside like a guard? Oh, actually, no, I don't want to stand outside. It's too cold. Just decided to volunteer me like that. Wait, no, dragons are good at causing fires. I'll make the bard just, like, hang out with me and just, like, breathe fire in my general vicinity to keep me warm. That'll work. By the way, Merry Christmas! Smack. Peter suddenly shook off Giannis's hand and stood up. 2 people died, and you're telling us Merry Christmas? Okay, well, excuse you, ho. It's still Merry Christmas regardless. And you a ho. Sarzan froze. As far as I could recall, he always seemed to deal with all kinds of stuff in a very flexible and quick-witted way that didn't match his appearance. But this time, well... And Kane, he was a regular here. How could you pretend he's a stranger for sake? Are you effing cold? Hi. Admittedly, I could understand Sarzan's reaction. Sometimes trying to separate yourself from events and staying professional is the only good option. Yeah, because he is the proprietor of the place. Like, if he's not going to do it, who will? This guy. Giannis grabbed Peter by the shoulder and forced him back into his chair before Sarzan could do anything in response. Thank you, Buff Shark Man. I like you. Pete, for goodness sakes, sit down and shut up. Yep, totally, says Sarzan. He speaks, finally. At any rate, I don't know how long until the snow stops. Let's all just try and stay calm. Sarzan, sorry. I was just scared, says Peter. The fact that he sounded like Sean didn't sit well with me. With the stuttering. What if another... It won't, I promise, said Sarzen. The blue dragon gently patted Peter's shoulder, then cleared his throat and straightened himself. For the time being, why don't we all just stay here in the lobby and get to know each other? That way we can keep track of everyone. And if anyone wants to leave the hall, one person at a time, please. No groups, no pairing off. How does that sound? We looked at each other and nodded. Well, okay, so the murders have already happened. They've already taken place and done their thing. So I'm not sure why all of this, unless you think something else is going to happen. Like, I understand that people would be nervous or off, but at this point, everything's fine. Like, the only people that you would most likely be worried about would be the Marquis, his wife, and the Lynx. I forget his name. Lunic the Lynx or something. But they're kind of off in their own little area. So as long as, you know, you'll keep an eye on them. Like, the other guys are regulars. And yeah, I know what Elgin was saying before, but I would try to relax more. I would try to have everything be as close to normal as possible, no? Maybe that's just me. I hope Sarzen has something prepared to pass the time, considering everyone is stuck downstairs today. Maybe I can chat with them one by one. I could also go upstairs and get my book to read. Let's talk to Sarzen, see how he's holding up. Let me find a place to sit down and talk to some people. Where should I sit? Let's do one by one. Let's go to the hearth first. Dragged a chair over to the fireplace. That rabbit is really... sorry, this is Thurvey. That rabbit is really quite noisy. Hansox, he and Kane have known each other for years. Methinks it's not unreasonable for him to be in such a state. Oh, Hansox. Forgive me for saying this, but I'm not particularly comfortable being near him. I agree, Thurvey. He's a little bit of an SJW, but the wrong type of SJW. Why does it matter? Once the snow subsides tomorrow, we'll part ways and be strangers again. I don't think we will. After going through something like this, like, you're gonna remember that person. You're gonna, even if you never see them again, you're gonna remember, like, hey, this person was here when this huge dramatic thing happened in my life. And it's not pleasant. And sometimes it is. You get this, like, memory. It's this lingering memory that someone shared something traumatic with you, and there's sometimes comfort in that. Heron, being God's children, we ought to treat each other with kindness. Thurvey, and children should know better than to shout unless they want to be scolded. As Anzox rose to get another drink, Heron touched Anzox's elbow with his empty mug. Would you mind filling mine as well, dear boy? Didn't take you for a drinker, father. Anzox balanced 2 mugs in one hand and his lute in the other as he headed towards the counter. He knows better now since I tried to touch his lute. I'm sorry, Anzox. Never again. Seriously, if performing doesn't work out, he'd do well as a waiter. Aww. Anzox filled the mugs and returned. Here you go, father. God bless you, my child. The red dragon shrugged and sat down. Oh, no. Okay, let's talk to Anzox. I'm just going down the list here. I moved next to Anzox. What do you want? Never touched my nightstand. What? How are you holding up with Kane? It's been a while since I last saw Kane, and I didn't expect something like this would... Yeah. Anzox sighed softly and fell silent. A good drinking buddy, though he never requested a song from me. If he did, wouldn't it be just like that Bible verse? Which one? Give not that which is holy to the dogs, nor cast you your pearls before swine. Oh no! Anzox. Oh. But still, he's much better than you as a drinker, says Anzox. What about Peter? Peter's outburst kind of shocked me. I was like, not expecting that. Anzox, that's what small animals do. Excuse you, rude. Wait, no, actually, no, you're about right. So I've got 3 rats, and the largest one seems to bully the smallest one, and then I worry. So I actually grabbed the largest one off of the littlest one, and pinned him down. I was like, no, you don't do that. Of course I was gentle and everything, and like he understood. It only happened once, and after that he kind of like eased off. But then I started hearing the little one squeak and cry, and I was like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? So I go over and I see the little one is just squeaking if something doesn't go his way. And I'm like, you were crying out like the world is gonna end, and I thought the big one was like fighting you. And it just turns out that you want attention, you little hoe. Oh, they are silly boys, but they are my boys. They're good boys. Roman, go into hysterics? They tend to attach great importance to kinship and friendship. Well, that's true, but most things do they not? I mean, I'm pretty sure humans are pretty large mammals. And they tend to attach great importance to kinship and friendship unless they're crazy people. Family and friends make it easier to survive in a harsh and unforgiving world. That's true. Sensible. I assume you also find relationships important, wolves and their packs and all that. Yeah, you people talking about lone alpha wolveses. You're right. Socializing with people is one of the required skills of a good detective. When do you think the snow's going to stop? Will the snowstorm stop tomorrow? What do I look like, the village witch? How should I know? But I thought you just said... That was me trying to raise spirits. Oh. Would you rather I said something like, oh no, the snow will keep falling, we'll be trapped in here until the spring thaw? I wouldn't mind being trapped in here until the spring thaw with you, buddy. Maybe we can work on that sad song from last time. Yeah? If I said something like that, I'd have my tongue cut out. Oh, no. So it's better to say something nice. That's true, though. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But sometimes it's good to be truthful. So, but what happened last night? Thanks, by the way. For what? For the clue you found at the scene last night. You're more than welcome. I'll be the first to arrive to help you investigate next time. You're so sweet, Ensox. I like you. If you were the first to arrive at the scene, you'd either be the victim or the murderer. Sure. Well, you know what. So, have you ever touched my nightstand? By the way, can I ask you something? Why, certainly. Did you happen to touch my nightstand? Because that one thing, like in the first episode, when it just decided that I went into my room and checked my nightstand, it was randomly open. Well, of course not. I'm not the kind of guy I was when we first met. When we first met? Never mind. Nothing. It's when we're sitting by your side of the fire. Naturally. Okay, I'm gonna... Okay, we got a bunch of information, so, no new information about me. Sarzan, he's a great cook, lives in the attic, he's usually gentle and temperate, he can be very fierce. Good job, Sarzan, I'm proud of you. It's like that saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. Anzox, red dragon with a blonde mane, 30 years old, who works as a traveling bard, fond of detective puzzles, lives in the attic. He said he stopped trying to be overly curious and nosy. Nothing new and elegant. Yanis had meant to be a sailor, but he's a porter at the wharf. I don't wonder he's buff. No other information here. Oh no. Okay, Farmer Rabbit, good drinker. Sarzan frowns when he orders carrot stew. Oh, stewed carrot. Grumbles a lot about racial discrimination, tends to panic when faced with serious matters. I'm trying to think if rabbits actually do that. Sometimes, I suppose. Values family, affection, friendship, saying, Kane is a buffalo, recently found his 8th job at the restaurant, works as a cook. Aww. Tends to break things when he's angry, staying in his room, opposite to mine. Cookie style's different than Sarzan's. Pleasant to drink with, I can say that much, at least killed by Sean. Thrivy, no difference. Vincel is a lynx, has a spice merchant. Heron always feels free to order Anzox about as he wishes. Aw. Sean, with a little dagger. Is this just like if they die, it'll just show you like what they used. Like not obviously not what was like used for their death, but like what their tool of the trade is. Like he had the dagger, but like Cain was a chef cookie boy, and he has like a little ladle. It's a cute touch, though. It'd be interesting. I guess it might have been more sense if like they used the murder weapon. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'm just confused. I'm hoping no one else dies. I like the characters, and they got rid of the ones with like my favorite voices. I think. Do you guys like those voices? Let me know in the comments. Like, did you like my Sean and my Cain? Okay, Lunac, Grey Wolf, Marquis of Sunnyvale, Sheltering Tavern, Wife of Lunac, Tigress, a strong character. I usually wonder if she gets along with them. Interesting. Strong character, Interesting to learn about that. Do you have any clues about anything? No clues. This is pretty, though. It's really nice how they did this. Okay, sorry, go back. Let's talk to Heron. What up? That, background music scares me. Pretty rough Christmas Eve. Indeed. It's all part of God's ineffable plan. That's true. What? If only we listened to God's words, none of these despicable acts would have happened. That is not true. My dear Heron, I will schmick. Here we go again. Surrounded by the goodness and kindness of God, you'll become a noble person naturally. People have done far more despicable things for what others would call noble purposes, says I. About the snowstorm. Snow keeps falling down, also part of the ineffable plan. Unlike the flood that washes all sins away, no matter how heavy the snow is, it can only cover sin. You are a strange priesty boy. I'm getting more and more confused. So what? All the sins of Rim are buried deep down under the heavy snow, but the snow eventually melts. No matter how deep sins are buried, they shall be revealed by the light of the sun. True. At the end of the day, we all go somewhere. Who knows where, but we all go somewhere. Thanks for chanting. Anyway, thank you for giving Cain and Sean last rites yesterday. Letting the deceased embark on their journey to heaven with dignity is what I ought to do. There is no need to thank me. So this is like a weird mix of some Christian pagan religion, I think, because as far as I'm aware, there's a whole thing about like heaven, hell, and I don't know. I probably shouldn't be commenting, but I just like know a tiny bit, and I'm like trying to get someone to tell me these things. Anyone who knows more about the Christianity than me, explain, because I feel like there's something weird going on here with how they're like explaining religion. Is that so? By the way, may I ask you something? What? Did Sean off himself? Well, yeah, he did. So I see why you would conceal it, because some people might not get their last rites in that case. But they should still be prayed over. Another thing is, why would you lie? Because if Sean didn't kill himself, who killed him? You know? And that's just going to cause panic. He did. I wondered about that. Why else would he have had the dagger with him? We were just afraid you would refuse because he did it. After all, you don't seem like the sort to do something as despicable as lie to a friar out of a noble cause. Interesting. Before Heron can continue, I moved seats. Thrivy. Sat down beside Thrivy. Can I help you? Thanks for the autopsy. I just wanted to thank you. For the autopsy? There's really no need. I believe any qualified doctor would do the same if it meant keeping others safe and sane. Although my judgment may not be as good as a professional coroner's, I do try my best. Okay, I want to know what you do, bro, because, like, there are some physicians that I know that would not do that. If there is anything unsatisfactory with my work, please do tell me, Mr. Detective. I will try my best to correct it. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Dr. Thrivy. But let's hope we don't need such cooperation in the near future. Pardon my enthusiasm, then. You're a good dude. You want to do better, and you're not being complacent. And that's really good for this day and age. I'm proud of you, 3V. So tell me about your work. Was being a doctor difficult? Yes. Why are you asking this all of a sudden, Mr. Detective? Why do I think it's hard work? Is this literally it? Neither of these is why I personally would think it's hard work. I'll ask him about workplaces. But I don't know where this is leading me, so I'll just say the medicine chest is heavy. The medicine chest of yours is rather heavy. Must be tough to travel with that. See, look, what is this? What is this? Sort of. The Karnak district has a dysentery outbreak recently. Oof. I went through 3 bottles of castor oil. Castor oil? Castor oil? I thought last year was clove oil that worked on dysentery. Medical science, such as it is constantly improving. You are a quack. Oh no. If you happen to fall ill sometime, I'll be glad to have you as my patient. What about your book? I'm just curious, what exactly was that weird looking book you had last night? The cover had a bunch of symbols that were completely incomprehensible to me. Unsurprising. The book is written with a cipher to prevent others from accessing its knowledge. Why? Maybe you shouldn't have asked. It's quite alright. Many ask that kind of question. I'm used to it. But you're not telling me what it's about. Was it like a doctory book? In that case, it shouldn't have a cipher. But then again, this was the ye olden days. Ever touch my nightstand? May I ask you something? Something. Please, Mr. Detective. Have you seen anyone rummaging through my nightstand? No. I hope you're not suspecting me. It's not good to suspect a colleague, even if the partnership is temporary. Nothing. That's fine. Well then, a toast for your health, Mr. Detective. Thrivy raised his mug and shook it in the air, then took a sip. I toast to your health, Thrivy. You fluffy boy. Where should I sit? Over the counter. Let's go talk to the Posh-Poshingtons? Poshy McPoshingtons. Your performance yesterday was splendid indeed, Mr. Roman, says Vincel. Thanks for the compliment. Mon Dieu, I shall be the one to say that. Were it not for you, Monsieur Detective, the fiendish goat would have succeeded in finding me. May that goat rot in the pit with the traitors and murderers. Nevertheless, Sean is... No, do not even speak that name before me again. As you wish, my dear. Solara turned away from Lunac, her ears flat, tail lashing in anger. I need help. You needn't be so angry, Marquis Harlock. Once the snow stops, I'm sure you'll have more than enough time to make it to His Majesty's... I don't know what this is. Vincel's suddenly southern now. I'm sorry, guys. His Majesty's Christmas feast. Bad is already too late. It's Christmas today. I am sure to miss the feast if the snow does not stop by noon. And there is also the matter of my carriage. Oh, la malanque. Oh, la malchance, les malheurs. The poor luck and the poor times. I'm sure that's merely temporary setback. Now he's French. I'm sorry, Vincel, you are... I'm sure this is merely a temporary setback for you, Marquis. Lunac rolled his eyes and sighed heavily. Do not try to flatter me, merchant. Vincel? I sat beside Vincel, because I need to get his accent. What brings you to me, good detective? Why did you come to Rim? I assume it's quite a long trip from your home to Rim, right? Certainly. I haven't traveled this far from Allet Town in years. Is it your second time here? Not really. Vincel paused a bit and continued fiddling with his gloves. Fiddling! It's my first time visiting the capital. I guess telling you to have a pleasant trip would be in poor taste. Oh, not at all. His glove was already on his hands properly, but he kept fiddling the edges. What will you request? Didn't you say before you might hire me for a case? Indeed, my good detective. I'm sorry, guys. Anything you want to share about that, so I'll have time to prepare? It's just investigating a trivial matter. Easy as it sounds, no need to over-prepare. He's French now, I'm sorry, guys. Alright. Mysterious. Spice business. Spice business must be making lovely money lately, given the price of pepper in the city just tripled. The same goes for cinnamon and cloves. Even the price of basil has gone up a lot. I know it's the holidays, but surely it can't be that expensive. It's because the shipments haven't arrived at the port yet. Merchants are still consuming their inventories while waiting for that cargo. Naturally, the prices go up as supplies dwindle. Yes, this is general supply and demand. We should know this. Gloves? Those gloves of yours look very stylish. Vincel stretched his bow tie and put it together. Great minds think alike. I always prefer thick gloves, especially those thick enough to retain their shape when empty. Of course. Nothing. I raised my mug, and he did too. To Christmas. To snow. Our mugs clicked, and I could smell the aroma of pale ale mixed with fresh basil in his cup as the drink sloshed. Talk to Lunik, because at least I can do his accent. I sat down beside Lunik, and he didn't seem to notice me. Such terrible weather. When will the snow even stop? I think it could still go for some time. C'est mauvais. I knew we should have left earlier. If only I knew about this awful snow. I'll be a laughing stock if I miss the king's Christmas banquet. Come to think of it, how are my carriage horses? Are they seen to? Oh, the horse is alive. I'm not quite sure about that part. Christmas banquet. Have you been to the king's Christmas banquet before, my lord? I'm curious about what they serve. Excellent topic. Luna cleared his throat and then narrated with enthusiasm while drinking his mulled wine. Now he has wine. If Alberon just so, my sommelier, each person will be assigned one from her staff, would come over and fill the goblets with wine. The wine was magnifique at each banquet. There would be at least one intemperate guest who, greedy for the fine wine, would fall unconscious before the end of the feast. If you had tasted the treasures of the king's cellar, you would fully comprehend why they risk showing such rudeness before his majesty to drink to her heart's content. Even just speaking of such divine nectar, I've become more and more aware of the wine in this tavern. It is... I tilted my head towards Sarzan just to warn him. Assez bien, especially compared to some lesser establishments. Recount. By the way, if there are other disputed cases in the future, please feel free to send for me. Absolutely, should I encounter such a case again. Both your performance last night and last time impressed me, especially when you dared the criminal to strike at you with the armor under your coat. Your bravery is remarkable as a detective. I want to know what I did. The tavern. Are you getting used to your room, Marquis? Pardon? Well, the room, though unfashionable, is clean and the bed was comfortable. But the most serious problem is that my servant was involved with that awful event. Now I have nobody to serve me. If that was his only takeaway from this, then I don't know what to say. I didn't utter a word, and he didn't seem to notice me at all. He's a busy boy. Back to Solar. Solar was sitting next to Lunik, so I felt uneasy about talking to her. 'Cause you're a man. I would be fine talking to her. It would be better if Solar... No, that's even worse. Where should I sit? Round table. Peter was face down on the table, mug close to hand. His back occasionally twitched like he was sobbing. Yanis was gently patting him on the back. Yanis is a good boy. He's my favorite. At least, gently by his standards. He's still a good boy. He's my favorite. Elegant sat by them with a full cup in her hand. I wonder if it's the same cup from yesterday. Ew. There. It's okay. It's not okay. If Cain was here, he wouldn't want to see you cry. Don't try to tell me what Cain wants. Hey, Peter. I stroked Peter's head gently. What? Hey, you know about Cain? What kind of person was he like? Then Peter lowered his head. Tell me about the snowstorm. Any idea how long the snow will keep falling? What? Okay. I hope so. Peter pushed his hand away and laid it on the table. Peter? I know Cain's incident is a great shock for you. To be honest, I'm just as shocked as confused. Uh-huh. But since we don't know how long it'll be until the snow stops, you should probably try to calm down and keep your head for the time being. I'll try. Here's the thing, so he's in mourning for a really good friend of his. Which I understand. But sometimes there are rules of decorum. And he's very clearly not following it. He's in a public place. He's not in a private place. If you're in private at home, or even if you're like with your friends somewhere private and it's just your friends and not like strangers, fine. You sulk and do whatever. Like if they're all okay with it, fine. But you're in public right now. And at the risk of sounding terrible, Peter is being a little bit of someone who likes attention too much. As we call them, attention whores. I'm not gonna bother him. Because Yanis lost a friend too. I looked to Yanis, who was patting Peter's back. Hey, about Cain. Still can't believe what happened. Yeah. I'm still expecting him home, come down the stairs, and I'm still expecting him to come down the stairs and chat with me over a cup of ale. Like about the damn seasickness cure I came up with a while back that never worked. Oh, wheat tea, ginger soup. Wheat tea, chicken soup, soda crackers, ginger ale, and one of my all-time favorites is candied ginger. Like ginger candy helps if you don't have like, diamond hydrogenate on you. Or amulets he's been collecting from some weird shop or something. Well, seasickness. I'm just glad you're keeping Peter calm. I don't know how long he'd have kept going. Rabbits are like that. It ain't impossible to scare one to death. Just be careful. Huh? I know you're trying to help him. Maybe you should try a more delicate method. I'm not gonna break his back if that's what you mean. No, not that. He just needs a hug. I give you a hug, buff sharky man. Ever touch my nightstand? Hey, Yanis, did you poke around inside my nightstand? What are you do I look like a petty thief to you? No. Yeah, you're right, never mind. I'm sorry. Tell me about Cain again. Can't believe what happened with Cain. Yeah. He's not mad at me. Yeah, you may want to pat him more lightly. Like this? Schmick. I think you can figure it out. Hey, Elegant. When I looked at Elegant, she made eye contact and nodded. Hey, about what you said last night. What was it you wanted to say before the incident last night? I didn't get the chance to ask. I forgot. So, as it was interrupted, maybe it was something that should not be uttered at all. My curiosity will be the death of me. And you're not a cat. But I am. Meow. So about that name list, that notebook. I grow tired of explaining the same thing repeatedly. You haven't explained a thing. I'm still curious about the reason you've come here. I thought you had already figured it out. Is it a good time to tell me? I came here for an investigation. Why else would I be here? Perhaps the carrots too. Well, at least you didn't cover it either way. Hey, have you ever gone through my nightstand? By the way, did you touch my nightstand recently? What do you think? You have. And do you think that's true? I don't like you anymore, Meow Meow. Broke eye contact with her. You're a meanie. Where should I sit? I'm not gonna still run around. Okay, let's make sure that I'm... Need to go to the toilet? Yep. Wait a sec, let me just lock up the cellar. Why? Better lock it up before someone decides to go over the harder stuff without me noticing. There's enough ale at the counter right now. Keep an eye on everyone while I'm away. Sarzan went down into the cellar. What? Find a place to sit down. No. No. I wanna go to the toilet. Sarzan came out of the cellar, glanced at the counter, scratched his head in confusion. That's weird. What is? I remember leaving my keychain on the counter, but now I can't find it. Maybe put it somewhere else? Maybe, I'll keep looking. Okay, I'm gonna go upstairs. Wait. Sarzan pointed at the stairs, turned around and saw Thrivy on the stair. I'm just going up to grab a book and come down again. I won't take too long. He scrambled up the stairs, 2 steps at a time. Honestly, that surprised me given his size. Yeah, I would not be able to do that. Probably best we wait. Okay, now I can talk to him. Nice. Incident last night. I just hope nothing happens. I don't think there'll be much trouble. Only one person can be alone at a time, and I doubt anyone's in the mood to die. That's all well and good, but actually, Peter, it's better for everyone if you just stop there. But Peter, don't take what Peter just said too seriously. Of course, I work in a tavern. I've been called worse things. Oh, I'm sorry, Zin. You need a hug too. I was gonna try and comfort you, but I guess you don't need it. I wouldn't object to a little comfort. I give hug. Huh? I'm just trying to satisfy your wish to comfort others. After all, it's my job to please my customers. Sarzan, you worry me. Not in that way, though. What? So what are we gonna do today? Well, I could set up the darts board and see if anyone's game. Sure, let's give emotionally compromised people sharp objects. I'll be watching. Nothing will happen. Oopsie. I don't know why I decided to do that. I could think of a few things that could... Would you stop that? Ask about Linux horses. Hold on, I just remembered something. Spit it out. Why aren't you feeding the Marquise's horses? I told Yanis to bring the horses. This is ours. I told Yanis to bring the horses back last night, but he said they died, froze to death. Yep. So I had to drag them into the yard this morning. Why bother with that? Can't let good meat go to waste. I was just thinking that. Can't say I'm looking forward to a pleasant meal of horse meat. Well, it depends on the horses. Waste not, want not. Especially in a snowed-in tavern, you would need to make sure you've got food. Also, I think I remember at one point, people used to make glue from horse bones. That could be useful. Can I go... Oh. Ruby trotted down the stairs, his book under his arm. Could you do me a favor, Mr. Detective? What is it? I'm having a great deal of trouble with the ladder upstairs. Could you... You want me to pull it up into the attic? The white dragon looked aside and nodded. If you would be so kind. I grabbed the rope and slowly lifted the ladder into the attic. The ladder was heavy, even for me. No wonder Thurvy had so much trouble with it. The ladder reached the attic. I tied the rope on the wooden handle on the corridor wall and went downstairs. Sarzan took the dartboard from under the counter. Since everyone seems a bit bored, I recommend playing a game of darts to pass the time. I'm only offering dartboard and darts. Any bets you want to place are up to you. Anzox, yeah! Anzox bounced up from his seat with an eager grin. I guess the idea of possible loot or a sense of challenge had kindled some long-lost instincts. There's Lynxy Boy's voice from his ancient dragon ancestors. I'm not going to participate, says Heron. I'll watch first, says Thurvy. I shall watch, says Linux. Solar. It is tempting. Well, I'll watch as well. Vincel. Fine by me, but I'm going to check my luggage upstairs so I can leave immediately once the snow stops. Before anyone could interrupt, Vincel put down his cup and walked upstairs. Why was he so desperate to leave? Because he's a merchant. He's a busy boy. Got work to do. Peter. I think I'll just watch. Oh, no, you don't. You're going to play too. Yanis is a good boy. Yanis pinched Peter's ear and pulled him out of his seat. I suppose I can join in and see what happens, says Elegant. Well, that makes 7 participants. Anzox, Thrivy, Vincel, Yanis, Elegant, and Peter. Oh, and myself too, says Sarzan. What about you, Roman? Just a practice round, no bets. Yeah, sure, I'll practice with you. Of course I'm in. Frankly speaking, I practiced for it. So that makes 8. What are we waiting for when everyone's here? Let's get started, says Anzox. I'm ready too. Sorry for the wait, everyone. Doesn't matter. You've come at just the right time, says Sarzan. Sarzan lifted up the dartboard and hung it on the wall behind the counter. With his peeling black paint and riddled with hundreds of dart holes, the dartboard looked as old as this tavern. He took 3 darts from the groove behind the board and put them on the table. 3 darts only, throw them in turns. I won't give you more in case you toss them around. Also, this should be obvious, don't stick them in the table. Well, now that's just tempting fate. Anzox walked in front of the table first. Sarzan says, stand just behind this brick. Yeah, ready, fire! Thunk. That's awesome. 2, 20, 1, 41 in total. What? 2 20s and 1 1? That's 41 in total, I think is what they meant to say. What's wrong with that last dart? I expected you to be expert, seeing as how you're so active, says Sarzan. Next. Thrivy. Why is it so high up? Aw, Thrivy, you're like me. Aw. Doubled 19, tripled 3, and 3. 50 points. Wow, a bit of a fluke if you ask me. Congratulations. Next. I've not played darts in a long time, so please forgive my humble showing. Vincel took the darts out of his left hand and took aim. 5, 20, tripled 1, 28 in total. Sure enough. Oh well. Next. Yanis is ready. Tripled 5, half bullseye, 20, 16 total. Just so, says Yanis. Next. Should I hold it like this? Almost, just be careful. Don't throw them at the wall. Especially don't throw it at the pictures, or else. Or else. 60 points in total with 2 misses. What sort of beginner's luck is this? Next. If I may, says Elegant. 20, triple 20 miss, 80 in total. Ah, it seems luck favors me as well. Did she expose herself or not? It's my turn. Roman, mind tracking my score? Nice. 120, bullseye for 50, 71 in total. As to be expected. It's your turn. Move your posture. What? Oh, what? Half bullseye, 25. Nice. This is so weird. How does... What? Half bullseye, 25. Aw. 19. Are you really that short? Yes. 69 points in total. 3rd place. Good accuracy. This is just the warm-up. Next one will be the real thing, but first, let me find my keychain. That one? Three pointed at the keychain on the counter. Ah, that's it. Where the heck did it go before? Peter pulled me aside. Roman, can I ask you to do me a favor? What is it? I just want to send the letter to Hela. Could you write it for me, please? Hela? That little hair you had your eye on? Yes, that's her. Oh. Do you know she can read? She can ask someone to read it for her. Of course, all right. Oh, that's so cute. Love goes, oh no. Okay then. Just tell me what you want to say and I'll write it out. Really? Thank you so much. Suddenly I recalled that we could only leave the lobby alone today. Could we do this some other time? We're not supposed to leave the hall together. Okay, I suppose it can wait. Next round will begin shortly. Get ready. Yes, coming. Peter rubbed his hands and walked to the counter. After a few rounds, Vincel had lost all of his 45 see-it wager. Though it wasn't a big amount for him, he looked mournful as he walked back to the counter. Yanis turned the tables in later rounds and even won a little. Elegant pretended to be a novice and finally managed to lose only a small sum of money. Anzox and Sarzan were first and second place. I figured that Sarzan was going to win the whole pot with his techniques, but Anzox got an unexpected 360 points and won. Seems luck didn't bless the other two rookies, as Peter and Thrivy tried hard, but could only break even. I was not in a good mood, so I lost more than Elegant did. Aw. Sarzan was absent for a few of the later rounds because he was busy preparing Christmas dinner in the kitchen. Oh. I can't manage this by myself. Is there anyone who can give me a hand? It would be better if Kane had been here. I'll do it. Oh, Peter! Peter followed Sarzan into the kitchen. According to the custom, there was no lunch for Christmas today. The poor can save a meal while the rich can ready their stomachs and prepare for a huge dinner, one of the few customs everyone could partake in. Mom would have made me help Auntie with dinner. Well, who would resist a second chance? Opportunity like that? No wonder it's only available when I go home. I don't know why. Originally I didn't want to go home. Now I feel a bit homesick. Everyone was resting at the table, and the few who were awake did not seem to be in a talkative mood. Anzox was playing the lute. What should I do now? I do want to read about Apollyon, but I do want to talk to Anzox. Let's read about Apollyon first and see what we can do. 1st of September, 1230, Helios I died, and his successor, Helios II, ascended to the throne. Once Helios II came into power, he made a plague that he would realize... Plague? He made a pledge that he would realize Helios I's unfinished aspiration. Helios II sent royal guards to inspect the country, punishing any who discriminated against other races. Though these pervasive measures have been viewed by some as harsh or cruel, the results have been undeniable. I closed the book as the smell of stewed mutton reached my nostrils. Christmas dinner is almost ready. Could you guys help bring the tables together? Okay. Sarzan, I'll start serving dinner when everyone is here. Me, Heron, and Yanis started moving around the tables, placing the long table on top, laying out the red and green striped tablecloths. It's getting dark and everyone's gathered at the table. Merry Christmas! Let us hope it will be... Surely it will be. Peter came out of the kitchen carrying a cauldron. Misty white steam floated out of the gap in the lid. The pot was so large I could only see the tops of Peter's ears behind it. Peter stumbled near the long table and slammed the pot onto the table, splashing some gravy. I have to admit, it's one advantage to having a small figure. Even Peter was a bit clumsy with the dishes. Even if Peter was a bit clumsy with the dishes, no one would complain. If a big guy like Yanis slammed down a pot like that, people would think he wanted to fight. Oh, sorry. Well, next time you need to carry a big pot of stuff, let me know. I'll do it, says Yanis. Heron accidentally dropped a serving spoon to the floor and asked Anzox, who was near the kitchen, to help him get another one. Sarzan also came out with 2 large plates of grilled meat and baked apples. Solar, there's still apples in the season. If stored properly, you can eat them all year round, says Sarzan. Although, this plate is my last stock. As soon as Sarzan set the last few dishes down, everyone started to reach out. Wait a moment, says Vincel. Eh? Yanis's hands hung in the air, his eyes looking a bit vicious. Given that it's Christmas, I think we should pray before eating to thank the God who gives us food. Thrivy, well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Mon Dieu, someone mentioned this before Father Heron. Wait, I have my rosary. Isn't it just like the whole... Hang on.
Bless us, O Lord, and these are gifts which you're bound to receive from the bounty to Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. All done. Amen. I might need to go upstairs to get it. Heron stood up strenuously, preparing to squeeze around half the table to get to the stairs. Anzacs, relax, I'll go fetch it. It's done, the quicker we eat. Wait, his door's still locked. Anzac seemed not to hear and strolled upstairs with his loot. That red-scaled bard better hurry up. There was a muffled sound from upstairs. What happened? Oh dear. I should not have spoken. Anzac must have tripped or something, alright? The carpet on the second floor is thick, so he's probably fine. Take it easy. Saracen quickly left the table and headed upstairs. I also ran up to follow. The closer to the stairs I got, the more the smell of stew and spices in the tavern became mixed with the familiar, wet, coppery smell. It smells like it was more than just a fall. I ran up the stairs quickly, taking them two at a time and clutching the handrail as I rushed up along the inside of the spiral staircase. It was Anzac's. And that, my friends, is where we're going to cut it. I know we're leaving on a cliffhanger, but I will be sure to upload some more very, very soon, and we'll find out whatever happened to Anzac's. I love you all so much, and do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I can do to make this all better for you. And really, if you're enjoying what I'm doing so far, because I need to know. Alrighty, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, night, whatever you're doing right now. And see you all next time. Bye-bye!